So long time no see. Welcome back to me and this channel. I'm here. I'm still alive. I've still been reading. Not as much as previous years. I've only read like 40 books in 2022, but I'm back with the challenge for myself for 2023, which is part of the reason I'm reviving this little space on the internet. I've decided that in 2023, I'm going to try to read as many of the unread books on my shelf that I own as possible. I have a reason for this, which I'm not going to get into, but basically, I've moved twice in the past 2 years. I intimately know the hell that is moving books. I own too many. So I will be trying to figure out this year which books I actually enjoy, which books I want to keep. That's the goal, you know? Trying to like narrow down the books that I don't own that I just have to lug from place to place. So I will be bringing you guys on this journey with me. I'll be doing monthly wrap-ups of the books that I've gone through, books that I'm unhauling, books that I've acquired. I'm basically on a buying ban this year where I'm not allowed to acquire books that aren't for book club like House Salt Book Club or aren't for work purposes. Because normally from time to time I'll acquire books through work that like I'm interested in reading them and someone will give me a copy, but I'm not allowed this year to do that. So I will from time to time probably have books that I acquire and I'll be talking about them on here, but I will also be talking about the books I'm unhauling and the books that I've read. So those are the rules I've given myself for the year, and we will both see how this goes. But let's start this with some stats. Let's figure out where the baseline is. Where am I right now? What does this challenge really mean for me? As of filming this video, I own 241 unread books. I did not think it was that many. I didn't think it was that many. I thought it was like maybe like 150. 241 books. 12 of them I am currently in the middle of. Currently in the middle of means at some point over the past year I've picked it up, and I'm the kind of person who, if I start reading something, I can generally like remember pretty well what I've read up until that point, regardless of how long it's been since I've picked up that book. Any book that has been too long where I do not remember, I put back on my unread as like a completely unread book. I am considering those my knockoff books, where like if I am having a particularly slow week and I need to get through something, I will finish one of those half-finished books. And I further divided the books that I have just out of curiosity to see how many books I owned in each genre. Non-fiction I divided into two. I divided into topics and into memoirs. So topics are like Attach, which is about relationships and the attachment styles, etc. Like those kinds of books are my topics books. And then memoir books. So I have 23 unread memoirs and 40 topic non-fiction books, which isn't surprising. I do enjoy reading non-fiction. I just have drifted away from it, but all of the books that I put a little Excel sheet together to like get this data, and I'm excited to read all of these books that I have. Some of them are very niche. Like for example, I have Women in the Picture, which was just a book I saw at work and I was like, you know what, this sounds fun, let me read it. So I'm excited for the challenge mostly because I feel like it's gonna be such a wild reading year that I'm not gonna like I usually find like when I'm filming videos, often reading is informed by the content I'm making versus content informed by reading, and this is strictly like content informed by reading, and it's gonna be wild for both of us. So for fiction, I divide into SFF, romance, and then just general fiction where everything else falls into general fiction. So for general fiction, I have 60 books. That includes like horror books, it includes thrillers, it includes like the odd historical fiction that I've collected and I just don't know how to categorize it. For romance, I have 42 romance books. I have 32 SFF books. SFF is a genre that I've been slowly falling away from. I still read it for book club, mostly for House Salt, but I haven't really been gravitating toward it that much myself personally, so I'm not surprised by any of these numbers. I also have like 9 poetry collections, 4 graphic novels, so it's just like a bunch of like little odds and ends. There's gonna be something for everyone here. It's gonna be completely dictated by my reading taste, my moods. I used to really be able to read based on like, oh, I have this specific thing in mind, like I want to read books that only make me cry, so I'm gonna read these books. And that's not how I read anymore. I read based on vibe. I'm like, there's a taste in the air for a romance book, so I'm gonna read that. So that's how I'm gonna be reading this year. So the 2 books that I am currently in the middle of that I probably will be finishing ASAP and you'll see in my first wrap-up are Attached, which is why I had it on hand, and Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. This one I'm listening to while I play The Sims because I'm in that week off between Christmas and New Year's currently, and I have nothing to do but read and play The Sims. And Attached, I was trying to find my copy of Insatiable by Daisy Buchanan. I don't know where that copy of the book is in my house, and that's how you know I have a problem, where I can't find a copy of the book. So I really wanted to read that one. I was in the mood for it. Again, vibes. And I was frustrated that I couldn't find it, and then I was just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna read Attached. And so far, it's been great. I've been enjoying it. If you've read it, let me know what you think about it. And next up on my list are Jane Garrow's romance books. So she is a Canadian author, but is published by Berkeley, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, by Berkeley. And I'm going to be reading her books for work, so those 3 are top of my list. But I want you guys to let me know If there are any books that you're like, if you own this book, this is a book you should read because it will get you through the worst of slumps, because then I'm gonna note those and keep those in mind for the slumps that I am inevitably gonna have this year. When I travel, when things get busy, when there's party, when my social life comes alive again, when winter is over, I know I'm gonna struggle with it. Right now I'm in my reading zone because it's winter and there's nothing to do when it's cold outside. But let me know what those slump books are, because I will prioritize them and like note them on my little Excel sheet. And wish me luck. I'm excited for this. I think this is gonna be fun. I've been thinking about it all year because I knew I was gonna want to do this in 23. And yeah, this is a fun way to come back to my channel too, because it gives me like a drive and a focus and a reason to post. So I'm excited to be back. Let me know what you guys have been up to while I've been gone too. I'm curious if there are any books that I've missed, since I haven't really been on the bookish internet space outside of work for a minute. And I will see you in my next video whenever I post it, when I have enough books to talk about.